I bought some of the most widely used RGB products from Temu.
Bruh.
Let's see if these stack up against the competition. That's right. All of these products are from Temu, and I'll be ranking all of these from 1 to 10. 10 being I would absolutely recommend this as a substitute for a big brand, and then 1 being something that I wouldn't recommend to my enemies. Now, without further ado, let's just get started with these. So let's start with the AM12 Pros. At a little under $8, these fans are impressive. With a max RPM of 1600 and a static pressure of 1.75, these fans stack right up against the magnetic levitation fans by Corsair. Not only are these things quiet, but the colors on these fans are absolutely amazing. They can be controlled by the Corsair controller or any additional case RGB controller that you may have. I'm gonna give these fans a solid 10. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I actually replaced the fans in my streaming PC with these. They look that good. Now for my real tech nerds, I'm gonna tell you that I stacked these directly head to head against my magnetic levitation fans for 2 hours of gaming and saw no significant temperature drop-offs. And the only thing that I would complain about is that the cable is just a little bit short, considering that I had to daisy chain these to the 1 3-pin addressable header that I have on this motherboard. But other than that, not a bad start for Temu. Next up, curtain lights. And inside the box, you get a remote and the 6x6 foot lights, along with instructions to set them up. Now, I really wanted to like these because let's be honest, they are a third of the price of name brands. But the fact is, Govee and even Twinkly curtain lights are just better. The apps are better, the lights are better, and they're just better designed. These have no out-of-the-box voice command, and unless you're standing at about 20 feet, they lack in clarity. While the app does allow a lot of stuff, it is basically boring and filled with simple patterns. Now, don't get me wrong, this will be great for a kid's room or sprucing up an area for like your background, and with the smart switch and the scheduler, you can make them smarter. But if you want something that your friends say wow to, then this just ain't it. I give these a 5 out of 10. Next in the ring, rope lights. So I'm torn with this product because on one hand, you won't find an RGB IC rope light even remotely near this price. And they actually look good, but damn, if there is one app in this universe I avoid, it is Magic Lantern.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
I will say this, if you can overcome the app, the rope lights themselves look awesome. And there are a lot of cool things you can do with them. The music setting is less than impressive, but the scenes and brightness is great. I put these up around my sound pads to see how they looked, and they didn't look bad. But sadly, I won't be keeping these because the app is just that bad for me. That app is the reason I give these a 4 out of 10. Now, before we jump over to the next product, don't forget to subscribe and join the community. Remember to leave comments below and hit the bell notification so you stay up to date as I release new content. Okay, back to the products. Next up, smart wall lights. And for the first time, we actually have a voice-controlled device using the Tuya Smart app. After getting these unboxed, I have to say there is a striking resemblance to another Big Stick light brand. Wait, Big Stick light brand? Pause. That's right. These are basically the Nanoleaf lines, but way better price. These look great, they work great in the app, and if you like the Nanoleaf lines, then these are a great alternative. Now, unfortunately, I'd still give the crown to Govee. Their stick light design has a more appealing look. With the center being transparent, it allows the RGB color to also shine through the middle. And to be fair to Nanoleaf, their lines are a bit more sturdy when connected. But the little guy definitely wins this round for me, getting an 8 out of 10. All right, Temu's back in the game. What's next? String fairy lights. And truthfully, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these. They look fine. And like the stick lights, they use Tuya Smart App, so at least they're voice controlled. But they feel cheap, and honestly, Twinkly, Philips Hue, and Govee all make really good fairy string lights. For the price, sure, these are good, and I would definitely use these more for a kid's room, nursery, or a pop-up party setting. But for me, that's really it. Because of the smart capabilities and the fact that there's nothing really wrong with the color, I give these a solid 6 out of 10. Now, this next product, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I would never buy it again. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't recommend you buy it. I'm going to show it to you, but we're going to keep it moving real fast. RGB strip lights. Now listen, the tech RGB lover in me couldn't do this video without at least buying a normal set of strip lights. But man, despite them being $3, they didn't have anything else going for them. They were cheaply made, lights were spread out too far, colors weren't great, and there are far too many strip light makers out there with lights as low as $10 that are far better. These won't even make it around my dog's kennel. 0 out of 10. Now we're down to the final 3 products, and admittedly, one of those products isn't really RGB related, but I saw it and something inside of me decided to buy it. So we'll check it out at the very end and see what it's about. Triangle wall lights. And again, once these were unboxed, I realized we had another case of mistaken identity.
That man's an imposter. That man is the imposter.
Yet again, these resemble a Nanoleaf product. And while there are some small differences, they're strikingly similar. Now, Nanoleaf does have a newer version of these that are completely different. So I guess if you're looking for an old version of the Nanoleaf shapes for significantly cheaper, this is your product. I actually like these and think they look good. They work with Alexa and Google, but some negatives are the connection is not very sturdy and they're kind of chunky. But despite that, they're still a nice add to a room. I will say, with all of the new products being released by Govee and Nanoleaf for wall lights, you may still want to go with a bigger brand. I still think these are a strong 7 out of 10. Now, you'll notice I don't have the box because I've already handed these off to my nephew. So, you're welcome, Austin. And that brings us to our final RGB product. RGB floor lamp. And if you're thinking, floor lamp? Yep, so did I. And for the first time, I was fooled by Temu. While the site shows a floor lamp and says floor lamp, they have different sizes. So since I didn't catch it, what I really got was an RGB desk lamp. These have no smart functions besides Bluetooth to the app, and the colors are bright and vivid, but yet again, I'm faced with that rainbow flower of an app. And just like those rope lights, these won't make the cut. Magic Lantern is just so bad that it ruins any potential a product has. I'd say these are good for a kid's room or a small game room, but for me, I am not trying to have a headache daily dealing with that crap of an app. So 4 out of 10 for me. Last but not least, a mini keyboard. And I know this isn't really RGB, but I kind of just wanted to see what this was all about. And to be honest, at this price point, it's kind of cool. It's very much a niche item, but with Bluetooth, I was able to connect this thing to everything, like my tablet, my phone, NVIDIA Shield, laptops, computers, and even my TV. One bad thing is that it doesn't work with multiple devices, so you have to disable it with one to use the other. I've even used it during this entire video to start recordings or type when I'm not sitting directly at my desk. So if you have a need for a mini wireless keyboard and mouse, then for $9, it's worth it. So in the end, we had some ups and we had some downs, but I really appreciate you all for checking out the video. And as always, take care. Have a good one. Deuces.